there, welcome to another video from the Vickers MG Collection and Research Association. I'm really pleased to say that in the last few days we've finished filming all of the lessons from the Rangefinder Training PAM 1942. We started that about 16 months ago, and obviously the pandemic and stuff got in the way of us getting together and being able to complete that. But finally we've put in a couple of the lessons. We had a big session back in September, I think it was, or maybe October even, with all of the guys that were part of that. And then I just needed to fill in some stuff that's just me in front of the camera. So we filled those in and able to say that there are now 29 episodes, 29, I think it's 29, that might be included an introduction, but 28 or 29 lessons that set out how the British soldier was trained to be a range taker during the Second World War. Lots of really interesting learning about how to use the rangefinder. This that many people have got in their collections that served alongside the Vickers for the entire service of the Barr Stroud Range-Finder. And some great learning. You can actually watch that and learn how to use a rangefinder. They're complex bits of kit, quite interesting though. But also some great learning for me, stood at the front there being the instructor, acting almost as an instructor. And so how that stuff got across, how much information you were expected to know as an instructor. I teach, as part of a day job, and educate people and stuff, but training people is actually much harder. And training people from a very basic level of knowledge, so those real students, they were really learning. I specifically said, do not go ahead and try and learn this stuff. Please try and learn that in the room as we go along. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how they engage with it as well. But you can watch all that, and we're going to start sharing those on a weekly basis again on a Sunday, and they will roll out over the coming months. So there's quite a few episodes left to do, but you can do that, and then we'll continue to build the web page alongside that. But what I wanted to do is just give you a quick look as when we details of the rangefinders anyway. Because when we started, we had 3 rangefinders, one at the front of the class with me, and then 2 between the 2 pairs of students. And they were the number 2, and it was a Mark III. So this is a Mark III star. No, sorry, this is a Mark III. We also had a Mark III star, and another Mark III that are all Great War dated. Or 2 of them were Great War dated, and then I think the 3-star star is a 1930s dated rangefinder. But as we become more interested, we realise that in one of the lessons, or in this 1942 PAM, it talks about a Mark VI, and thankfully we were able to secure a Mark VI and a Mark VII, thanks to the generosity of one of our members in terms of picking that up for us. And this is the, which one is this? This is the number 12, because it changes from the number 2 to the number 12 to differentiate it from the number 2 artillery. So number 2 artillery rangefinder is 1 metre long, whereas a number 2, the First World War, the number 2 infantry is 80 centimetres long, and differentiated they become the number 12. So number 12 is 80 centimetres. The Second World War number 2 is 1 metre. Just because it gives it extra range. But you'll know that because you've watched the videos where we describe this stuff. So this is the number 12 Mark VII, and this is not dated on there, but I'm going to guess that the number 7 is it dated on this end? Number 7 is probably a late 1940s date, 44. It differentiates a little bit, so it's different a little bit in some key points. So let's put this on the table next to a number 2 from the Great War and the Mark III, and you'll see the differences. Now, usefully, the 1942 PAM, which is the one that we were using, and you can obviously download that on the website, contains an appendix that talks about the differences between the two, between the Mark VI and the earlier Marks, so the Mark III, 4, etc. So, as far as I'm aware, the Mark VI and the Mark VII were the same. Or largely the same. It's internals that change. So we'll use this to look between the Mark VII and the Mark III. And actually, if we notice any stuff that doesn't match on here, it's because it's a Mark VII and not a Mark VI. So the first point is a really obvious one, in that the sling is attached to the ends. The web sling is attached to the ends rather than this midpoint here. You can see that in photographs, and you can see that in some of the Second World War photographs, which is quite good. The coincidence adjusting head and the halving adjusting head are mounted on the left tube end, and each is protected by a circular sliding shutter. So you've got this point here, is that it? So that's the coincidence adjusting head at the top. That is actually what you have to do on the inside underneath here. Well, where are we? Come on. When you turn this round, it's on the inside there. So it's not on the inside of this one. It's on the top here, so you can adjust that quite nicely. And then you've got this underneath as well, which is the halving adjustment. And the halving adjustment is, where's the halving adjustment? Is this piece, no, that's there as well. So what's this bit? This is upper image adjustment and scale reading, lower or upper. So whereas this one is the upper image. So that is the same as that, which covers that piece there. And then the scale reading, to raise or lower the scale reading, you have a separate adjustment there, which you would, which pops out, where is it? Pops out of this piece here. It seems ages since we taught these, I suppose it is. So that piece there is replaced by this, this adjustment, whereas the piece, that's why it hides from me. I'm not going to put that back in. Oh yeah, it will go. There we go. That bit goes in there. That goes round there. And then that is what's replaced by there. So they're both obvious. You don't have to move these covers. The next point is that the coincidence adjusting scale is on the lower rim of the left window. You can just see, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but it's just in here on the lower rim there. This is in the same place on the Mark III, so I don't know why it's telling me that that's different or it's improved. I'm not sure. There's a different pointer, but it looks different, but it doesn't otherwise. The eyepieces have no cover to protect them. This is quite, I suppose, a fundamental change. Let's turn that back around. There's no cover to protect the eyepieces there. So you can see in the plate here that you've got the rubber eyepiece in place. But other than that, it would just be protected inside the cover for the rangefinder. The moderating glasses, grey, yellow and green, operated by a lever placed in front of and below the right eyepiece. So that's the same. Again, don't know why that's being mentioned as different. No, that's the focusing piece, isn't it? Below. So yeah, not really sure why that's telling me it's different. That's quite stiff on that one. Want to be taken apart and restored. The range scale, the moderating, the range scale window, and sort of another difference. If we turn that over there, there's no cover on the range scale. So we've got a flap there on the Mark III, but nothing on the Mark VII there. Now what we have got missing, I can just show you on the other example. So what we have got missing, so if anybody's got one of these lying about for some reason, is there's a lens or a glass prism that's actually slightly magnifying, so that goes over here to protect it. So we'll have to get that either remade or just live with it. But yeah, so there should be a little cover there. So yeah, this is the Mark VI, number 12 Mark VI. 6 there, so we're seeing quite nice knit. Let's leave that one out for you to see as well. Let's just open that up. There we go. It's got the 3 there. So Mark III, 7, 6. And the range scale, as viewed through the left eyepiece, is read from top to bottom and not reversed as in other models. The infinity scale is therefore minus above the asterisk and plus below. So hopefully you're able to see that on the screen now as I'm looking through the eyepiece with the camera. But so there we go. That's some differences. It's great to be able to have these different models actually, because as we say, the rangefinder is synonymous with machine gun sections in a way, obviously used with a 3-inch mortar as well, but really nice to be able to, by default we've become perhaps not the experts, but perhaps specialists in the Barr Stroud Rangefinder. There's a few, it's just one of those accessories that is great to have and great to know more about. So if you have another model, so we've got, like I say, we've got the Mark III, we think we've got a Mark III Star, we've got a Mark VI and a Mark VII. If you've got a Mark IV or 5, please do let us know, because we'd like to see that, and we'd love to, if you see them for sale or you have one for sale, then let us know, because we'd love to be able to acquire them for the collection. And tripods and things, accessories, manuals, just let us know. If you want to find out more about this stuff, then the materials on the website. Please do support us on Patreon, and because that's what keeps the collection going at the moment. And the association really welcomes that support. If you want to find out more about rangefinders, range takers, how they were used, then keep an eye out for our other projects that are ongoing, and watch those videos and enjoy watching people try to do R² maths. Basic maths, divide by 10, suddenly becomes a lot more difficult when you have the pressure of a camera. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Please support us on Patreon if you're able to, and let us know of anything you'd like to see in the future. I look forward to hearing from you.